Hey everybody, it's Taki117 back with Taki's Space Program. So here we are sitting on Launchpad getting ready to launch another moon mission. So this one is specifically for a rather lengthy contract. I have to transmit magnetometer readings from high and low orbit as well as a radio plasma wave scan. So here we go, launching in 3, 2, 1. Mission and liftoff. Forming our roll maneuver. Now this is, of course, once again, our standard lunar lifter. Or standard lunar lifter. Getting our initial pitch over. Let's bring our relative inclination back to less than 1 degree. Now, of course, I am flying this manually. I can, however, point surface positive. There we go. So this particular satellite is still based on our standard communication satellite. As you can see, it's got plenty of delta V. It's got a rather high thrust-to-weight ratio. So, it is more than capable of completing the mission set for it. It is also going to be pulling double duty as a communication satellite, so that when we redo our lunar lander, because I do want to put a probe on the moon before I do a Kerbal mission there, we can successfully execute our automated landing without the loss of control that we had the last time we tried it. That was rather embarrassing. I am going to adjust some settings here for my job. There we go. Just to make things a little easier. That is, wow. Let's see if I can do, there we go. Alright, first stage has burned out. Go ahead and jettison that. We're going to pick up our second stage. Just a little bit. I'm going to put this in a 200-kilometer orbit. Orbit prograde. There we go. Less than half a degree relative inclination, which is good. Now, this particular engine is the Gemini Trans stage, and it was designed for efficiency over, fuel consumption. Stand by for fairing jettison. There we go. Go ahead and activate our antennas and deploy our solar panels. There we go. And we are now going to circularize our orbit at the next apoapsis. Now I'm also moving. There we go. Also going to activate this and set it to Earth, even though it's not actually going to do a whole lot for us. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. I should not have done that. Crap. So this... I was hoping I would be on the other side of the planet by the time this happened. Unfortunately, I am not. So, note to self: don't activate dishes outside of sunlight. Let's abort node execution so we can time warp. See the fiery demise of our satellite. There goes. The engines are providing a very large amount of drag versus the very small amount of drag. Ooh, there goes the dish there. Things are falling off, and there it goes. That is a piece of the fairing, actually. Still hear secondary explosions from other pieces that are rather far away as they slam into the ground or explode because of overheating. Well, that was most unfortunate. So we are going to try again. But I am going to make one little change. I am going to change the main dish from, the big giant one to a much smaller one. OS02. I don't remember what that one was. But anyway. Let's see what we got building here. So I have OS02, which I was going to use as a lunar communication satellite, and then OS02L, which was going to be a landing attempt based on my communication satellites. I really want to get my actual lander working. Mostly so that I have a viable lander design. Obviously it's going to need some work if I'm going to take it interplanetary, but that's just the nature of the beast. So I am actually going to rebuild the satellite that I just lost. Like I said, I am going to make a small change where I swap out that dish for a smaller communication dish. Here we go. The KR7 specifically. And that one just looks so much nicer, I'm also going to drop this down. 1.25 seems like a good number. And reattach my fairings. Now, of course, I'm also going to use my offset tool. That's weird. There it goes. No, that's not what I wanted. See if I can select just the fairing. There we go. Bring those down so they sit flush with my fairing base there. Now we're gonna build it. Save and continue. Now, of course, I wasted a couple thousand funds with that rocket, but I do have quite a few funds left. I have 106 days until my Earth-Venus transfer window. So right now I'm just kind of killing time so that until we can get Venera 1 into space. Let's see, we have Telstar 1, which was the first actual communication satellite designed strictly for communication. Mariner 2 was the first successful mission to fly by another planet. I could also launch that one when I launch my Venera probe, but I'm not going to. Little surveys. Build a new orbital station around Earth. I'm going to go ahead and accept that one, and the satellite in equatorial orbit at, 10 kilometers, or a little less than 10 kilometers. I can do that. I can use my standard communication satellite for that. And then, obviously, ferry a VIP to orbit, which is easy enough. I'm not even going to bother recording the ferrying the VIP. But what I am going to do is I'm going to build a space lab, or a sky lab. So Skylab was one of the first, if not the first, long-term human habitats in orbit of the Earth. There were issues, launching it, of course. So I need a new rocket. I do want to have a control unit here, and I'm going to call this Skylab. Now, for this, here we go, new orbital station. I need an antenna, a docking port, and the ability to generate power. Needs to have 12 Kerbals and 2 pilots. So this is going to be rather large, actually. Now that one's even smaller. So first thing I need to do is come up with some sort of control. Let's see, 2, that's a capacity of 2, that's a capacity of 1. All of these things really only have a capacity of 1 or 2. Ooh, that has a capacity of 4. I can use that. Okay. That's just a cargo module. We have some other things here. Capacity of 2. Let's see if I can filter by how many crew it can hold. Command pod? No. This is gonna be quite interesting. Testing all of the things. So let's see. Nope. So it doesn't need to have any real sections. What is this? Oh. Let's see, there's a computer core there. So that will maintain control. I need 12 Kerbals. There we go. Let's see, I want to sort by this. This is size. I do want a food container. capacity of 3. Ooh, that's an interesting engine to use. Might end up using that to lift this thing into orbit. I do want some batteries. Batteries are always good. I was hoping for a 2.5 meter command module, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get that. I do have some 3.5 meter parts, but not a whole lot. So I need solar panels. And some sort of docking port. So let's do docking ports. That's kind of tiny. Let's see. That's also rather tiny. I'm looking for something large that I can use. Still rather tiny. This... nope. Also tiny. Well. Ooh, I like that one. So, looks like I'm stuck with that. Which is fine, I'll make do. I do want to see if I have any, here we are, set of reaction wheels so that we can control this thing. I need some solar panels. By 3. Actually rather tiny. So, looks like I will be sticking with my standard solar panel here. There we go. And I actually want to have 3 sets of them. Now, of course, I still need some sort of command module, but you know, I can just use a couple of these. And I need some way to communicate. This will work nicely. So let's see, I have an antenna, docking port, I can generate power, I support at least 12 Kerbals, and I need to ferry my 2 pilots. This is going to be interesting. So, I also would like some way to deorbit this station. So we have 2.5 meter parts selected. There we have a service tank. There we go, that's plenty of Delta V. 600 units, almost 700 units. And let's actually see if I have something that is... Nope. Okay. was going to try to use something that was more efficient, but that will do. So I need a fairing base. Now, building fairings is always interesting. There we go. Let's see if my standard launcher will take care of this. Do I have any water? Not really. Anyway, let's see if my standard Titan rocket will take care of this. I am cutting it very close, so let's see, 1632, that's 962, so 328 or 3,281. Let's see if I can get that just a little higher. Let's see. Nice large decoupler here. Those are going to go up there. And then I want to take the Titan fuel tank. Actually, before I do that, let's pull this off, put another Titan fuel tank there. Put this underneath. Now this rocket engine will no longer going to be able to lift that rocket. Let's find something that can. Ooh, I could use solid rocket boosters. I could. I don't want to, but I could. There you go. Bollard liquid engine. Wow. Does not actually have enough delta V, or enough thrust to weight ratio. Plenty of delta V though. Let's try this one. There we go. 2588. With a thrust to weight ratio of 1.33. And this is actually looks very reminiscent of a Delta rocket. So let's see if I have Delta fuel tank, or a Delta style fuel tank. Ah, there we go. That looks good. Let's add one of those and get the engine back. Let's see, just doing some more designing here. Fiddling around with tanks of various sizes and whatnot. Making them larger, of course. There we go. I like that. Let's go ahead and add another one of these. Beautiful. Once again, I have no idea if this rocket is going to fly, or even how well it's going to do, to be quite honest. This might not even really get off the ground. So who knows? And again, just adding, oops, launch clamps to keep this stable. There we go. And we are going to go ahead and build it. I have exceeded my size limit. Size of 46 meters in height, which means I will need to upgrade my vehicle assembly building before they can actually build this rocket. Not a big deal. So, anyway, until next time, I'm Taki117, and remember, it's only rocket science.